Welcome all you Taurians to your weekly energy update. We're looking at the week of May 22nd to May 29th. However, these are timeless readings, so if you are coming across this video outside of that time frame, I'd still trust your intuition and watch the video anyway, because I'm sure there are messages for you. If you are coming across this video during that time frame, just want to let you know that the June monthly readings for each zodiac sign are also coming out this week. So if you want to be notified as soon as those come out, if you haven't done so already, if you subscribe to the channel and click on that little notification bell, then you'll be notified of when they are available. But for this week, we're going to be going into the wild unknown, because we're going to be looking at the wild known archetype and the wild known animal, spirit, and tarot to see what energies the creator and spirit wants you to know about this week. So we'll give these a good shuffle and see what the general energies for this week are. One more time. All right, so for our Taurians, what would you like them to know about this week, please? What energy? Okay, there we go. And you have the sword. Dun, dun, dun. And this is a good card here. I mean, you see the sword in the middle there. Swords for me are like the sword suit in the tarot, which are all about thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, expectations. And with this lightning bolt coming across here, it is about this change, this tower moment that's coming around your thoughts and beliefs. So just feel like you're going to have this change in your viewpoint of how you're looking at something. But let's take a look and see what energies it wants to talk about here. And it says the knife, the blade, the weapon. So to use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest and swift and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. The moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. So yeah, definitely this is cutting through what is essential. You know, the Ace of Swords in the tarot basically is this, gives you the power to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, those that are rooted in unconditional love, but also allows you to cut away and slice away the small t truths of our human side, of that ego, of those that are rooted in fear instead. So great power coming in with this. We, of course, will dig deeper, and we're going to look in here at the animal spirit from the Wild Unknown series. Just see what spirit animal is going to be with you through this. Okay, so for our Taurians, what spirit animal? Okay, I feel like it's this one right here. Yeah, and you have the tiger. Beautiful card here, and you've got the moon on top there and the moon on top here, so definitely synchronicities coming in. And let's see what energy comes with this tiger for you. Sorry, they're not enough but a quarter. There we go. This is lunar force, ease in darkness, and feminine energy. So the tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. Because when you're in balance with this tiger energy, you're passionate, you're strong, you're sensual. But when you're out of balance with this energy, you're overstimulated. So to bring this into balance, they talk about candle gazing. So taking that time, just having candles lit, staring into a candle, feel that soothness. Now, as I was reading this too, Taurus, you are a feminine energy, and because you are ruled by the planet Venus. And so there is this, definitely this, again, the two sides of this very powerful supernatural connection with that Ace of Swords to the higher truths, those of unconditional love, and then of the fear of losing conditional love. So you have that choice that's being made. It's almost like the Two of Swords, where they usually show someone blindfolded holding two swords, and it's like, which one are you going to choose? You can choose of the fear of the human world or the love, the unconditional love of your higher self, your spiritual world. And you get to have that awareness come in. We would dig, of course, a little deeper here with these Wild Unknown Tarot. Just see what else the Creator and Spirit wants you to know about this sword, this power, this choice. All right, so what else for our Taurus? Beautiful souls. Okay, got that one there. That one there. Oh my gosh. And that one there. The Ace of Swords that came out right here. You just can't make that up. And it went flying out. And so definitely we were right on point with what we were talking about. And we'll dig more. We'll see what else is going on here. So that's from Spirit and from the Creator. We're also going to pull from the Black Tarot, which is going to represent messages from your shadow. And your shadow is part of you. You can think of it as like a tour guide. One more time here. So they're like a tour guide that is taking you through this human experience, this giant amusement park of fear rides in this human experience. But if you think of it like a tour guide at Disney World or like the Universal Studios, they know what's going on behind the scenes. They understand what's going on below the surface. So these are messages from your unconscious, your shadow, your higher self too, on what they want you to know about this situation here, what additional advice or information or wisdom they have for you. So for our Taurians, okay, got that one there. What else? And that's the final card. Oh, okay. Guess it's that one right there. They are definitely wanting to talk to you. So we'll go to this one next. Yeah, and you have the Judgment card here. So the Judgment card you can see is card number 20, X and X, which is double endings, double new beginnings. This is about understanding that you're more than the human experience. This is like this awakening that happens where your spirit usually would have like an angel with a trumpet that's blowing the horn, waking up and having the human wake up from their coffins. And so this shows you these are all your thoughts and your beliefs of the human side. And this is the capital T truth shining so bright. And so this definitely is this duality that I was talking about, the two sides of things just being made super, super clear here, that there is this awakening that's happened, with this Ace of Swords. And this one even has the lightning bolts in it like that one does. But there is this removal of things, of these thoughts and beliefs out of your life that you've been believing for a very, very long time, that you believed because it was the popular opinion. It was told that you were what you were supposed to believe. But life is showing you differently as you're connecting to the higher realms of unconditional love. You're seeing the things of conditional love, of fear, of the human world, and you're like, yeah, that's not fitting in with my life path. And you're finding the truths, and it's really like this great awakening that's happening with it. Yeah, because you have the Fool card, which is all about brand new beginning, new adventure, newness, new. So you definitely are opening up to this new side of you. It represents like your soul too, which both of these kind of just, for me, scream that for you. This is you realizing your higher self. And for me, the Fool is like the soul before it comes down to earth, before it starts its adventure as the human. And then you go through the whole major arcana, end up with the World card, which is the end, start with the beginning again. And so this is like this rebirth that's happening, but also this true connection to your soul that is going to be unlike anything that you've had before. Let's see what your shadow also has to say here. You have the Five of Cups. This is a great message because cups are your emotions, and the fives are about a change in perspective. And so this usually would show someone facing three cups, and the three cups are spilt over, and they're mourning the loss of these cups. They still have the two cups behind them, which we'll talk about in a sec. But those three cups that have fallen over are the mourning, the experience, the emotional experiences we have of those cups feeling empty and letting us down, the disappointment we feel because they are empty. And those three cups represent, the first cup is relationships. The second cup is situations and circumstances like jobs, education, social status, just situations you can get in. And then the third cup is physical things like your body, possessions, your bank account. Now, those three things are unstable and do disappoint eventually because they're temporary, if fulfilling at all. Because people, of course, change or pass away, so relationships are unstable and disappointing at times, right? Situations never stay the same. And things in our bodies, of course, deteriorate, break down or stolen or burned down. So all of those things are what we come here to experience. Because in experiencing those unstable, temporary things that are rooted in fear, we understand more fully who we really are, our higher selves, this contrast that happens. Because it's like breathing air. You don't realize you're breathing air until you're 6 feet underwater looking up at air. And then you're like, oh, that is air because this is non-air. And because you now understand, having experienced non-air, you're more appreciative of both of them, understanding more of what they are, and then you start swimming back towards the air because that's what you thrive on, right? So we start moving back towards that unconditional love being that we are. Now, the two cups behind them represent the two places that we can get emotion from, right? Our lower self and our higher self. And so that is a message, again, of the duality of who you are and the two places you get to choose from in every moment. The fear of losing conditional love and unconditional love. So beautiful message coming in there for you. And then you have the Chariot, which is all about the power of choice. So again, this is being reiterated here for you. The messages are just starting to repeat that you have this power to choose any moment what emotion you want to feel in this moment and what the story is that you apply to the situation. I know in the beginning, I didn't feel like when they told me you have a choice every moment, I go, it don't feel like I have a choice. And then they were like, well, it's because you were conditioned so much growing up with these small T truths, that popular opinion of how you're supposed to feel when something happens and what that's supposed to mean about you, your life, and the world. So it was reinforced over and over, or it became your habit, and then it became your reaction. So when this thing happens, this is how you feel. This thing happens, this is what it means. But they showed me when they slowed it all down, if I could pause when emotions start to rise, when thoughts start to rise, or even shortly thereafter, I can change what emotion I want to feel about the situation. I can change what the situation means. An example is like losing your job. Now, we are taught that losing your job One, how should you feel about that? You should freak out, right? What story are we supposed to put around losing a job? Oh, it means I failed. I wasn't good enough. What am I, right? And so that's what we've been taught, and we regurgitate that over and over and over again throughout our lives, because that's what we see and what we experience and what we choose throughout our life. But what if we chose to think differently about that situation? Maybe we think of our job like a toxic relationship. We were dating our job, and we weren't happy, they weren't happy, but I wasn't going to be the one to break up with them because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to find another job. And so I kept putting up with the abuse and having that toxic relationship with them. They finally broke up with me, and now I can move on to something else that's more fitting for my life, something that is healthier and more in alignment with my path. And when you look at it that way, you can choose to be happy about it. You're like, thank God that's over with. I'm glad they did that because I wasn't going to do it, but they set me free. And now I get to move in to something so much better. And that's that power of choice that you have with anything. Yeah, because then you have the Emperor. Emperor number 4, bringing instability into your life. And the Emperor does represent, interestingly enough for me, especially with everything we're talking about, they're like society. They're with all these people that are going to be living close by one another. The Emperor had to come up with roles, expectations, all the small t truths to have people be able to cohabitate near each other without everyone killing each other so much. And so all these roles are put into place, but there's also a little bit of human ego and power comes into play because they want to feel in control, they want to feel safe. So they start going beyond just the basics that will help everyone get along to that will help them maintain control, be in control, take control from others. So this Ace of Swords that's coming in is helping you cut away some of that restrictive, all these fear-based beliefs as well. So again, repeating messages here. And then you have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups, along like this Five of Cups here, is about emotions. But this is especially with this Chariot card here, this is about your ability to choose your emotions. And so this is coming into play because if you think of like a Six of Cups, like 3 cups, like there's a smooth, flow, this pipeline down the middle that's just flowing freely. The emotions are flowing and it's a good feeling. Well, if you stick the Seven of Cups right in the middle, that blocks the flow. It's like you have a drain that's plugged up. There's not a flow going through. It might be trickling through, but it's backing up and it's not flowing. Well, these beliefs that you have are based on some emotion that's deep inside of you that is ready to be cut away. These thoughts and these beliefs that are causing this emotional clog in your life, they're ready to be released. And so digging into this, first of all, connecting to your power of who you really are, being able to connect to the capital T truths, especially of this power of choice, is huge for you because this Ace of Swords, when you wield it, you're able to, 1, connect to this beautiful truths of your higher self, your eternal, powerful, supernatural self, these truths that are rooted in unconditional love. And in doing that, it's night and day. You can see, if it's one condition around it, that makes it conditional, that makes it fear-based, that makes it of the human ego world. And if you're choosing that, you just, no harm, no foul. You came here to experience all those things. This like we're talking about the Five of Cups, that contrast, understanding who you are by experiencing who you're not. But there is this night and day that comes in where you're like, life becomes very simple. There's 2 choices, fear or unconditional love. And which one do I want to experience right now? And if you choose fear, you can experience that for 90 seconds. And if you're like, you know what, I'm done with that. I want to experience unconditional love. Okay, I'm bored of that. Let me experience some more fear. And this is ebb and flow that comes back and forth. Like this card, there's 2 choices and it's this constant moving circle like the Wheel of Fortune. You're constantly choosing every moment. And if you don't like what you're choosing, you can change your mind. I love it. Nothing else to add to this one, all you Taurians. But if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, as I mentioned in the beginning, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign. May's been out for a while. June's coming out this week. I also put out a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click the like button. Also click the subscribe button. That gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love and helps those messages reach more and more people. It also helps my channel grow in a significant way. Because when you like a video or you share a video, you comment on a video, and especially if you subscribe to a channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so excited it wants to share the messages and the videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inclined or inspired to do any of those items, I am, of course, very, very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, you beautiful Taurians, as you go through this amazing, empowering week, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.